Hi everyone, welcome back to another one of the this series from Rita Berman's book. We've done all these four on this page. So that, I think this was called Multicoloured Flowers, Crocuses, Watering Can and Pots. We've got our caterpillar and flowers, and we're moving on to this page. That's why I panned out, just so that you could see. So we've got four different images here. So I'm going to zoom us in a little bit, just shifting our book about so we can do this first picture, which is this snail and flowers picture, strawberries actually. So we're still using the, there we go, I think that'll do. We're still using the Polychromos. So we're going to start with colouring some strawberries. Now the strawberries are quite orangey, I think. So I'm actually going to start with the with an orangey red. This looks orange to me. It's actually called light cadmium red, and I'm going to colour all the strawberries in this colour to start with. Now I realise the strawberries have these seeds on them. I'm going to colour those in black afterwards. I find it a little bit easier. If I colour them first in pencil, I might end up smudging that black into the rest of the picture. Polys don't tend to smudge that much, but you just don't want to risk it. It's want to keep it looking nice. So so that'll oh sorry, my sister's just sent me a message. It's totally floored me. Nothing, just distracted me. It wasn't anything too significant. She was on the news. I talked about it in another video because of her shop and her business and energy prices, and I managed to find it, so I told her that I'd been able to watch it, so that was fun. I couldn't watch it live because I live in the wrong region, but I could catch up later and watch it, so that was fun. And but apparently there's more later on the evening news, so I will I'll watch that. But it doesn't look like my nephews were in the story, just her. I thought they might be in the shot, but there's a little bit more later, so we'll wait and see. It's just quite a rough covering of pencil for that to start with. Then I'm going to move on to the pale geranium lake and do a little bit. So I'm going to go around the edges and just darken those up a little bit. My aim is to just try and make the strawberries look a little rounder, and I find a little bit of a darker, just moving the piece of paper that's under the page, a little bit darker around the edges seems to help with that illusion. So just going around. But it's odd because she said she knows the film crew, so that's why they chose to film her from something else she did, I can't remember. But she's quite the media person. She used to go on the radio and talk about the news in the papers, and sort of with the vegan slant, because she's you know, runs her vegan business. So it's a vegan shop selling, they do food, vegan food, but also excuse me, clothes and books and different gifts and things. So you know, it's not just tailored for vegans, even though everything is vegan, and they try and get local companies to supply them who have sort of vegan owners. So if they make jewellery or cards or anything like that, then they try and see if they want to sell theirs in the shop. So now I'm going to go back to the light cadmium red and do a layer around, just to darken us up a little bit. I quite like it being a bit lighter in the middle, but not completely like that. Yeah, so it's just tidying it up a little bit. Now obviously strawberries would normally not all be the same ripeness. I'm sure this small one here would not be red, it would probably be green, but I think the red is nice and vibrant. It's a nice colour. and I think we'll be forgiven for making them all red. It's just pretty. I'm just moving my pencils around so I can find my black, so we can do the spots, seeds I should say, and you should find that the black sits on top. If it doesn't, you can use a black pen. Just any black fine liner would do, but I'm happy with this. It just takes a little bit of work because it's got to push that red down into the book a little bit. She said she's had no customers in the shop today at all, and it is 2:30, so she's not happy about that. But I don't know what the weather's like there. I think it's yesterday we had snow, they had snow. It didn't settle, and further up north in the country it settled, and it's the 1st of April today, so it's quite late in the year to get snow, but it's not unheard of. It's, you know, obviously weather is changing a lot at the minute everywhere, so that's just the way it is, I think. Now we have the strawberry flowers, which I'm going to deal with next. They're white normally, so what I tend to do is to try and colour them a little bit of light pink, just so that it looks like I've made a bit of an effort. I could use cream, I could use white, but it's not going to show up, and I'm not going to do a background, so I just want them to be quite pale. So I'm going to pick a pink. I'm just going to sharpen it. And this is the, I don't know what this is. Whoops, something Madder Lake. Look, it could just be the pink Madder Lake. Yes, pink Madder Lake. But I want it really pale, so I'm going to go gently, and I can have it a little bit darker near the centre, but I want it really light so that we can see it, but it's not you know, really bright. That's it. That's all I want. Yeah, you could use a pastel pencil for this. I could have grabbed one, but I decided that I'll just stick with the polys, because it's easier for you if you're following along. You know what to use, and you'll know what to expect as well if you use this colour. She said she's had no customers. She should have tried to sell something to the film crew. It's quite funny. There was a bit of a sort of talking on top. I can't think of the word. And so there was a shot of her folding a jacket that she was selling and stacking stuff on the shelves and things. It's quite funny. I think she doesn't do that. And she shared some photos with the children being shown how to work the camera and stuff. It's really cute. And showing them, it looked like they were editing on a laptop and showing them what they were doing. I thought that was nice. But as I say, it doesn't look like they're going to be in the actual footage. But there we go. Now, the centre. Now I think it's quite a yellowy colour centre, but not really bright, more of a greeny yellow. So what I'm going to do is actually put a little bit of green on the edge. Oops, I think this might be more of a daisy colour, but anyway, this is the earth green yellowish, and I'm just going to use that on the edge of the centre first. So it might end up looking a bit more like a daisy, but hey. So we've just got a ring, really, of this colour, like that, really little amount. And then I'm going to use the lemon, what's it called? The cadmium yellow lemon to do the rest. So going over what the green colour. Trying to do quite a few layers on the outside and less as we go in. Don't want it massively dark because our petals are so pale. It's just getting a little bit of colour down there. Yellows sometimes take a bit of encouragement. Now I'm going to do some of the leaves and stems from the strawberries, and I think, I'm going to use this colour first. This is, I should know the names by now. It is the permanent green olive, and I'm going to use that as my darkest green for all of these strawberry bits. So I'm going to use a little bit here. I probably should sharpen, and then these. And what I'm going to do is sort of take the colour up a little, and we'll use a lighter shade to finish off, and a little bit there and a little bit there, like that. I'm going to sharpen this, it's a little bit blunt. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do the same with the others. I'm not sure what day of the week this is going out on, but of course you don't all watch it on the day it goes out anyway. But I hope you're having a nice day, whatever day it might be, whether it's a weekend or a working day. For some people that makes little difference. It doesn't for me. Being self-employed, well, the weekend means the family are here, but if they're busy, like I know my children have got a lot of homework this weekend, so I might do some work as well, and sort of do work with them. They should be able to get on their own. Well, I can't really help them. I can only help them because they're doing A-levels, and most of them are subjects that I've never studied. I can't really help them with actual answers, but if they're stuck, I can help them by suggesting things like, have you got a textbook, have you googled it, have you, that sort of thing. Can you email the teacher? Have you got any friends you can ask? Things like that they don't always think about. I just try and be as helpful as I can. Oh, we've got this one down here, haven't we? But I'd like to be more helpful, but on the other hand, it's teaching them how to be a little bit more independent, I guess, in their studying, which is a useful skill. But they'll need that if they go to university. We've been talking about it a little bit. They're really not sure. It's a hard decision to make, isn't it? I'm going to use the permanent green. But yeah, as I say, we've been talking about it a little bit, but it's very tricky. But they've got a little bit of time. They've got to do their applications in about 6-7 months' time. So I guess it's not masses of time, but I had a plan. I remember I decided that I wanted to do business studies. I don't know why. So I applied to do business studies major with a minor in financial services, because you could only pick certain minors that sort of went with the subject you picked. But having spoken to someone there when I had my interview, I said I was actually really interested in psychology. And they said, well, you can't apply for a business major with a psychology minor, but you can swap to one once you start. So I thought, okay. So as soon as I started, I swapped to a psychology minor. And then after my first year, this psychology department started offering psychology as a major. They didn't have enough modules and staff to do that when I first started. So I actually swapped my course to psychology major with business studies minor, which has actually served me pretty well. In the psychology, unfortunately, long story, can't get a job in that area due to the qualifications I get not being recognised. I can't get licensed. but the business studies has been quite handy. It's old-fashioned, obviously. I learnt marketing back in the 1990s before the internet existed, so we learnt about interviewing people on the street and printing leaflets and things like that, which really most people don't do anymore. Most companies don't. We do still get a little bit of marketing in the way of leaflets, but not a lot. Usually take away menus and things like that, which sort of makes sense. But anyway, but some of it has still been useful, and I had a lot of fun too. Something I enjoyed doing. I did pretty well, I think. I found it quite easy, and I don't know if it was the institution I was at or whether it was just because I was studying something that I really enjoyed. When I was at school and choosing subjects there wasn't enough of a choice for me. I just picked things that I thought would be okay, and they actually ended up being quite difficult, you know, whereas at university I found it all quite easy. So that was good. And yeah, so I had a nice time, and I want the children to have a nice time too, but of course just because I had fun doesn't mean they will. It's really tricky. I've just realised we've got a leaf there as well, but we'll carry on with this bit. But it's, yeah, I sort of think, you know, if they go straight into work, so like, but I could earn this money and that money, they'll never get the chance to do university. Well, they will, but not in the same way. I'm going back to the permanent green olive to do a little bit on the leaf before we just trying to work out where it is, because it's underneath the snail. Is that a bit of it, or is that the flower? Where would that go? I think that must be it. Yeah, so it's really tricky. But of course, in my day, you didn't have to pay for a degree. The government paid, so it's much easier a decision. But these days, you have to repay it. It's, which I think in some ways is fair. You know, it's, why should the taxpayer pay for kids to go to uni when not everyone can go? It seems a little unfair. You know, some children are just not capable of getting the marks, so it seems a little bit unfair that they can't get the help but other children can. So I think I would rather the money went towards, you know, struggling families and children, helping children who need to get the basics in there, you know. I think it's more important, really. I'm getting a bit political. I try not to. I'm going back to my permanent green olive and just adding a little bit on top so we can see it a little bit more. But I know people have different ideas about where they think the public money should be spent, and it's tricky because you know, we all live in different lives, we see different things, we see different areas that need help, so yeah. And yeah, but anyway, we just have to go along with what the decision is and accept it and do the best we can to help those that aren't getting the help that they need, really. And I try to produce some relaxing and fun things for free to try and help people out, because my kids keep saying, you need to go on Patreon, Mum, you need to start charging, and I don't want to do that. It just doesn't sit easy with me. I know some people do it, it's fine, and that's their choice. I'm going to use a lighter green. I'm going to use the light green just to go over the edges. Oops. Oh, dropped it. Whoops. And but I feel comfortable with always offering for free, as I think it brings benefit to people. I do get money from the adverts and things like that, so I get some reward, but actually more of a reward is, you know, likes, comments and things like that, knowing that people have enjoyed it and gained from it. That's really good. And of course, watching the internet does cost people money, you know, electric and broadband and that sort of thing, so it's not completely free, but I don't want to charge extra. It just doesn't sit easy with me, but I totally understand why people do it, and that's absolutely fine. It's just not for me. But apparently there are, anyway, no, it's just not a thing, because they're like, oh, you can just release your videos a few days early to people that are willing to pay. I don't think that's fair. I want everyone to have an equal chance. Right, I'm going to colour our snail next. My poor sister hates snails. She's always gardening and they're not her friend. I don't mind them at all. But I'm going to start with his body, and I'm going to do it in warm greys. So this is warm grey 5. And I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter as we go up. I quite like this particular grey because it's a little bit browny in colour. I think we'll do it a little bit darker along here where the shell is. Maybe on the edges, maybe slightly less intense grey on the middle. They can be quite shiny, maybe not on the top though. They often have, we used to call it snail slime. You used to see it in the morning when you get up when the sun shines and there's been a snail around. You can see its slimy bits shining where it's left a little trail. Shell. What colour should we do this shell? I might just do it in a brown. Yeah. Let's grab our Van-Dyck Brown and just make a start. But I think the little silvery patterns that they leave is really pretty. I think I remember reading in a book where it said how the snail trails were shining up silvery in the moonlight, and it just sounded so romantic and mystical and magical. But when you think of it as slime, it doesn't really feel so nice, does it? So I've done a rough layer, and I'm just going to do that a little bit darker because obviously Rita has coloured that darker. She wants us to do a bit darker. And around here, look, where this where it's sort of curled, it would be a bit darker. Either side of that line where it curves. So a little bit extra on the outside and a little bit extra on the inside. And that would continue around here. So we'll go all the way around the edge. Like that. And then I'm just going to sort of fade that in by doing another lighter layer. And the same here. The idea is to try and make it look like it's got a shine in the middle. So we're just going to bring the colour in bit by bit until it looks right. Because we want to try and show the curve of the shell. And by leaving a line, it should show that sort of shine and curve. I think that's fine. We could go about that a little bit more, but I'm going to leave it just there. And now we've got these. Now, I should tell you what these look like to me. They look like either a slice of apple with the core taken out or a sort of bit of pencil sharpening or something. I don't know what. No, the base of a curly pencil. But they're not. They're assuming they're flowers. Oh, Rita, it's such a lovely flower. So what colour? And we've got our beetle. Now, I quite like doing a beetle in a sort of bronzy colour. What do we have here? We can use, I think I've done this before, but we'll have a go. This is a burnt ochre, and I'm going to do the beetle, the main part of the body in this, not these bits. We'll do them different colours, it's just a bit more fun. It's a sort of burnt ochre. Actually, I don't think I did this in the video, so you'll be able to see my little plan. A bit different. It's not very realistic. So I'm going to make it darker on the edges, the beetle, a little bit, trying to emphasise its shape a bit. To start with. So I'm just layering up this pencil. Polychromos like lots of layering. Like that. And we're trying to leave it a bit lighter in the centre so it looks a little bit shiny, because they tend to be shiny. Because it could be a ladybird, couldn't it? Oh well. It's not now, is it? Okay. Now on the spots, actually I think I used this one, copper, shiny copper. So I'm going to not go over the black, just around the edge. And, it's quite scratchy, this pencil. I think it's just a bit of fun. It's a bit different. And we'll put some there as well, on that one. There we go. No, I missed a bit. There. Now the sort of top of the body and head, just doing a brown. Yeah, it's doing this one. This is what's it called? Raw Umber. And we'll try and do a sort of shine effect in the middle if we can, by layering up at the outside. Like that. There we go. There he is. We'll add a bit of white pen. My last video I just made, I said I was going to add white pen. I completely forgot. Oops. Now I'm wondering whether to do these all in different colours or whether to do them all the same colour, because it's quite a colourful page. Maybe we'll do 2 and 2. That's the way we'll do it. So we'll grab our mauve and do a couple of purple ones. I don't know what I'm going to do with the middle yet. I'm just going to go around here. Actually, I've got an idea. We'll see if it works. So we'll go around and we'll sort of fade it off towards the edge, I think. It's getting all dull out here, and it's going to snow again. It hasn't snowed today, it snowed yesterday. My boys came home from college going, "Mum, it snowed twice today." I was like, 3 times. They went, "Oh." They were really disappointed because I had more snow, although they were cold. College is leaving all the doors and windows open to keep things aerated, as per you know, government suggestion. So it's quite cold for them, poor lads. I'm just trying to take that colour out a little from the centre. I think we'll do this one the same, and then we'll do those two was going to do them in pink. We've got a pink. Or maybe we'll do them in blue. I don't know. I'll have a think in a minute. So we'll do the same with this one. Oh, I feel a bit coldy. Not though. Probably just, I don't know. Sure I'm fine. So just doing the same as I did with the other one really. Taking the colour out towards the edge. I was watching a video the other day and the person had background music. Now that's something that I'm never going to do on my videos. But it made me think that maybe if you, some people have said to me before about doing music, but I'm thinking if you like the idea of listening to music, then just put some on in the background while you're watching, you know. I think I'm going to pick this shade of blue. It's quite a pretty one. This is middle of Phthalo Blue. And do the same thing as I did with the purple. So yeah, if you know, pop some music on in the background. I don't like listening to things with music on as well. I feel like it's a sort of battle almost. And there are some videos that do it really well where the editor, whether that's the person who is in the video or not, turns the music up and down depending on if there's talking or not and that sort of thing, which is good. But I just I'm just never keen on, I'm not a big music fan always, or sometimes I'm in the mood and sometimes I'm not, so I don't always want to hear it. I'll find it on YouTube videos. If YouTube videos have got music, I mute them most of the time, unless I really desperately want to hear what the person's saying, you know. And sometimes I don't listen to them anyway. Even if it's just talking, I'll just play it and watch it. So especially if it's sort of a flip through or something like that, I expect people do the same with mine. Don't want to hear me whittering on all the time. Right, that's that one. And then this one in the same way. It's a little bit trickier on this one because we've got the leaves and stems in the way, but it's okay. Like that. Now the purple one I think needs a little bit more of something on the edge. In fact, I think they all do. Should we do that? Yeah. So I'm going to grab the light magenta and just add some colour to the edge of each one. I want it to look darker in the middle, so rather than trying to add another shade of purple, which might just make the purple just all like look darker, I think this will work. And I know we've got pink, and I said I wasn't going to do pink, but hey, I've changed my mind. We're not going to do pink on the blue one though. I don't know what we are going to do, but it's not going to be pink because that'll just make it purple. If you know your colour wheel. There we go. What should we do on the blue? Do a lighter blue. Do that green. No, do a lighter blue. We do this light cobalt turquoise. Ooh. Our blue's quite light, so we may need to just darken it up a little bit. I'm knocking my pencils on the floor. I should really be popping them in my pencil case, but I haven't been doing it today. Right. and it gives just a slightly different shade, which means it looks more similar to this one with the two different colours, rather than going with just a lighter blue in the same sort of shade. Okay, now the centres, let me look at the colours we've got. I think I'm going to put a little bit of orange and then some yellows. So I'm going to start with the Cadmium Orange, which might seem a bit extreme, but we'll see how it goes with a layer around here. Okay, same on each one. I'm going to do the middles the same. I think it'll sort of tie them up together a little, and I think it'll work. Okay. Then we're going to go and use the dark cadmium yellow a little bit. It's a little trickier on this one because I can't go over the whole circle. It's nice to get that circular movement going. Nice and relaxing too. Okay, and then this is that light cadmium yellow, the last little bit. Okay, so what I want to just do now is to grab the black and just go around the edge here, pretty much over the black line that's there already, just a little more. Sorry, no talking because I'm concentrating. Okay, we've got a leaf here, and I think it needs to be a little bit of a different colour to the leaves we've got already. Maybe we'll do it, yeah, let's do it this colour. Let's use our hooker's green. It's a bit more of a bluey green. And it sort of goes nicely with the purple and will look very different. I did wonder if this was supposed to be a bud of a flower, but I think it's probably a leaf and it will look nice as a leaf. I'm trying to fade it down a little now by pressing lighter and doing less layers, like that. And then I will grab these are also short. What is this? It is the dark phthalo green. I might have to retire my phthalo greens very soon, I think, and bring out my new ones. Just extend that a little bit, and then on the tip I'm going to use the light phthalo green. To brighten and finish it. Okay, and what we're going to do is grab our white Posca, like we have done for all of the others, and do a few bits and bobs. So on our beetle, we want to make him look a little bit shiny. A little bit of shine here and there. I'm going to put some dots around the edge of our strawberry flower like that. I'm going to put a dot on every seed on each strawberry and make them a bit shiny. Try and follow the shape of the strawberry. I messed up there on that one, it was a bit too straight and it looks more natural, better. I'm going to put a few lines on Mr. Snail shell. I think he would be quite shiny. I'm not going to put them on his body. I'm going to put a few dots around the centre of here. Like that on this one. Now you don't have to do your white dots, but I find it just lifts the picture a little and it's fun. But obviously not everyone has the old white pen to be able to do it. There. Now the only thing we have left are the leaves. I'm going to put a shine on that one, and then the strawberry leaves I'm going to do some dots. Leaves don't have dots like this, but we've done them on the other pictures and it's just a bit of fun. Just trying to reach without putting my hand down on the other white pen, which can be problematic. There we go. I'm going to leave it there. So I hope that was okay. I had fun with that. I'm running out of voice again, so I think I'm going to call it a day for today and go and get a drink and do the rest another day. But thank you so much for watching. Please have fun, smile, be happy, enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.